How's it going?
Good.
Good.
Hey,
Are you in San Diego still? Or
yeah,
Seattle?
I know I'm in San Diego. I'll be here for a while. I'm gonna start selling off the furniture.
Good times. Let me pull up my.
Is it just you and me?
It might be. Erica said, um, she was. Oh, coffee. Nice. Erica said she is probably going to join, but will be driving.
Mm,
I told her maybe she could just pop on for the last 30 minutes if she wants.
yeah.
I didn't hear from Keith. And then Kristen is in Colombia,
Oh,
and Lindsay said maybe. So yeah, it might just be us, which is fine. But a lot of them are going to listen to it recorded, so
okay. Okay.
we should behave ourselves. Um,
Fine.
yeah, no, we don't have to behave ourselves. We can get crazy.
Woo.
Um, yeah, I'm really excited about Greece. So we're gonna give a little intro. We're gonna do some yoga for like 20, 30 minutes. We're just gonna do yin yoga because like I'm exhausted. and, and I don't know how you're feeling, but I feel
There's a
like
lot going
chilling
on.
out. My
There's a
nervous
lot.
system could use a little like
Yes.
simmering.
Yes.
So we're gonna like bring our nervous system down a little bit, relax, and then we'll do a couple journal prompts, like two or three,
Okay.
and then just thinking about the retreat. I'll have prompts related to the retreat, kind of like get our mind thinking about it and marinating on it. And then I have some questions that have come in and some like housekeeping type of stuff. So we can go over that at the end and any questions you have about the retreat as well.
Okay.
Um, and we'll also start with a little bit of breathing before we go into the yoga.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Sounds really good.
Cool. Awesome. So, yeah, I know people are going to be listening to this later. So, hello, those of you who are listening later. I am really excited to get everybody together before we set off on this beautiful adventure. It's going to be amazing. Um, I want to invite us all to just take a second to arrive. Um, close your eyes, drop in to your body, find a comfortable seat. I like to come forward to the edge of my chair so I can have a long spine. You can sit on the ground or lay down. Just let your shoulders drop and unclench your jaw and know that this hour is just for you. You don't have anything else to do for this hour except for be here in this moment as it unfolds. We're going to spend a little time connecting with our breath, softening the body with some yin yoga, and setting intentions for what we want to experience, release, or call in during our time in Greece. And we'll end with Q&A and some reminders to make sure everything's smooth sailing before we go. So let's begin with a couple minutes of breath work to help us land in this space. I'm going to guide us through some box breathing. So if you haven't done this before, what we're going to do is we'll inhale for a count of four. We'll hold our full lungs at the top of our breath for four, and then we'll exhale slowly out for four, and then hold at the bottom with our lungs empty for four. So I'm going to count you through a few rounds, and then we'll transition to you doing the box breathing on your own at your own count. So find a tall spine, shoulders back and down. Release the jaw. If you're comfortable, you can leave the eyes open or soften the gaze. And just begin to tune into the breath, watching it rise and fall in the body. And then empty the lungs all the way. And we'll inhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the full lungs for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the lungs empty for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'll just cue the transition. So inhale. Hold full. Exhale. Hold empty. Inhale. Hold full. Exhale. Hold empty. And now at your own pace, continuing this box breathing. When you inhale, let it start from the pelvis and slowly move up all the way to the top of your head. And then when you exhale, reverse it as you release from your head all the way down to the bottom of your pelvis. And wherever you are, take one more full round. Then we'll just take a moment to notice any effects that the breath work had. Take a deep breath. Invite in some movement. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Circle the shoulders. Take some neck rolls. And I'm going to move into my living room. And we're going to do some yin yoga. So come on a journey with me here. And Kit, you've done yin yoga before, but for anyone who hasn't, the tenets of yin yoga are pretty simple. But just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. Um, the idea is that you will find your edge in the pose. You want to be about 60 to 70% of your um, range so that you feel a stretch, but you're not overdoing it. You never want anything sharp or shooting. And then we're going to hold that pose for a couple of minutes, and then we will find stillness, be still in the pose. That is the most challenging part for sure. Let's see how that looks. All right. So we're going to start sitting on our mat. So you're going to go ahead and find a seat. I will get there to join you. We're going to start with butterfly pose. So if you have a pillow, it would be great to put a pillow or a block under your hips if you have tight hips. And bring the soles of your feet together to touch. And you have two options here. You can take traditional butterfly, where the heels are in a little bit closer to the hips, or you can put the heels out so that your legs form more of a diamond shape. Whatever feels comfortable to you. And we'll start by inhaling and having a nice tall, long spine, and then you can begin to fold over to whatever degree is comfortable for you. And it may be a lot, it may be barely any at all. All that matters is that you feel a nice stretch. And settle in here, find your edge, hold the pose, and invite in stillness. I like to have my palms face up. It allows me to relax my shoulders a little bit more, so you can try that. See if you can just completely let the head go, bringing the chin towards the chest and just not using any of those muscles in the neck. And then bring your attention to your breath. Notice where you feel the breath. And invite in breathing in all directions. So through your back, expanding the lungs in the front and back body and the side body. Feeling the breath on the inhale go from the pelvis all the way up to the shoulders. And on the exhale, the contraction, the ribs, and down to the belly. And when your mind starts to wander, as it surely will, just bring your attention back to the breath. The sensations in your body as you breathe in and breathe out. One more final deep breath. And slowly walk the hands up, lift the torso like Annie. And we're going to move onto our belly. So you can take any props you have under your hips and move them to the side. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So come onto your belly, legs long behind you. And then forearms on the mat. You want your forearms parallel, your fingers spread wide, and your elbow should be a couple inches in front of your shoulders. And then begin to draw the heart forward as you press the forearms into the mat, press the pubic bone into the mat, and sink into the pose in one long line, the spine from the tailbone up through the top of the crown. And let your belly melt in. If it feels good in your neck, you can look one direction and the other. Focusing on expanding across the front body, across the heart, into the psoas. And then drop into the sensation of the breath in this pose. How is it different from the forward fold we were just doing? Release the jaw. Notice where you're holding any tension. See if you can let it melt into the earth. If this pose is too intense, you can always bring your elbows out to the side and place one palm on top of the other and rest your head on the backs of your hands in crocodile pose. Sometimes I can find Sphinx to be agitating if my neck is bothering me, but it's a very beautiful heart opener. Your body is open to it today. And we're going to transition through crocodile, so bring the elbows out and place one hand on top of the other, and your forehead rests on top of the back of your hand. Take a few long, slow, deep breaths here. Bring the hands under the shoulders. And we're going to push up to all fours. And take a few cat cows here by inhaling to drop the heart, the belly, and exhaling, tucking the chin. looking towards the belly button. Option to take a few hip circles. That feels good. And then we're going to come to child's pose. So bring your big toes to touch and knees as wide as the mat, hips back to your heels, and then walk your hands forward. If you have tension in your shoulders today, you can bring your elbows out to the side, making a diamond shape with your arms. Forehead comes to the mat. Then begin to tune into your spine and the sensations of the breath, noticing again how they change, how the texture of the breath changes in different poses of the body. Letting the heart melt towards the mat. The tailbone drop away, lengthening the spine. Feeling the breath rise and fall in the body like waves in the ocean. One more big breath. And we're going to come forward and onto the belly and then roll onto the back. And go ahead and place the soles of the feet on the earth with the knees bent. And then pull the right knee into your chest, clasping your hands on top of the shin. And then option to straighten the left leg. And if you do that, flex the left foot once it's straight. And then begin to engage the biceps so that you're pulling the shin down and the knee in. You can drop the knee a few inches to the right to give yourself a little more space. Tuck the chin so that the neck spreads on the mat. Take 5 slow, deep breaths here. And once you're ready, drop the right knee over to the left for supine twist. You can stack one knee on top of the other if you want, or keep the left leg straight. And then begin to drop into this pose. Notice the texture of the breath. Place your attention there. Acknowledging any sensations, thoughts, or emotions that rise up. Let them bubble to the surface and then fall away. You continue to bring your attention back to the breath. Notice if you have more space, you want to go deeper, or if you need to back off, take the opportunity to do that. And settle back into watching the breath. One more deep breath. And letting this pose go as we come back to center. And take any movement that feels good before we go to the other side. I'm going to windshield wiper my knees, so dropping my knees to one side and then the other. And when you're ready, bring the soles of your feet to your mat, knees bent, and then draw the left knee in, clasping your hands on top of your shin, and then option to extend the right leg out, flex the right foot if that feels good, or you can keep the right foot on the mat with the knee bent. Begin to engage the biceps as you draw the shin down towards the torso, and maybe drop the left knee out to the armpit a couple inches so that you get a little more space. Then tuck the chin and spread the neck on the mat. And take 5 slow, intentional breaths as you compress on your torso with the thigh. And then when you're done with those breaths, drop the left knee over to the right for supine twist on the other side. And again, you can keep the right leg long or stack the knees bent one on top of the other, whatever feels good in your body. Find a comfortable position for the neck, and then begin to drop in. Acknowledge any differences from one side to the other. Just let those be. Release the jaw. Let the earth support you, relaxing all your muscles as you place your attention on the breath, rising and falling. Option to go a little deeper if some space opened up, or to back off if you've gone too far. And then recommit to being with the breath. Take one more deep breath here. And let that pose go as we come back to center, laying on our backs, and we're going to come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Really take up some space here, almost in a starfish position, the legs wide, the arms out wide with your palms facing up alongside the hips. Keep track of time here. Head and dip the chin slightly to spread the neck on the back of the mat. Shimmy the shoulders down and away from the ears. Let the muscles of the face soften, drip towards the earth. The eyeballs floating in their sockets, feeling the ground beneath you from your toes all the way up to the top of your head. Just lay here, supported. And slowly, keeping your eyes closed, just begin to feel your body in space again. Imagining in your mind's eye the room that surrounds you, feeling the earth under you, noticing the temperature, any sounds that are coming in, any smells. Wiggle the fingers and toes, and bend the knees and roll to one side in the fetal position, resting the head on the forearm, gathering yourself. Slowly pushing up to seated. Eyes remain closed or soft, gentle gaze. Bring your hands to heart center and just acknowledge anything that came up during your practice, anything that shifted for you. Having gratitude for yourself for taking this time out to take care of your body, your nervous system. Bringing the thumbs to the forehead, reminding us to have kind and loving thoughts. To the mouth, reminding us to have kind and loving words. And to the heart, may we have kind and loving intentions, sending peace, love, and health to all beings everywhere as we bow forward in gratitude. Namaste. Thank you. When I said to hear the sounds of the room, Annie let out a really big sigh. It was really cute. Okay, go ahead and grab, we're going to do a little journaling. So go ahead and grab a pen and a paper, or however you want to do your journaling. I'll move back to my office so we could be comfy. And if anything came up with the practice today, you can just take notes on that. There was certain thoughts that were with you or sensations. We can start there. I'm gonna go get a pen.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to drop in the chat our first question, which is, what do I want to leave behind or release as I begin this journey? So thinking about the retreat, what do I want to leave behind or release as I begin this journey?
Sorry.
Hey. Oh, you're all good. I put in the chat our first question. It's what do I want to leave behind or release as I begin this journey? So thinking about, our week that we're going to have in Greece, we're going to leave our day to day behind. You may even be gone for much longer. So anything to leave behind or release. Okay, and we'll move to the next question, but you can always come back to this. Question number two is I'm going to drop in the chat. It's what do I want to feel more of during the retreat, emotionally, physically, or spiritually? So, what do I want to feel more of during the retreat, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and anything else? And then our last question, gonna pop in the chat. Oh, what's one thing I want to be open to that I don't normally allow myself? So, what's one thing, it could be more than one thing, that you want to be open to that you don't normally allow yourself? Or just finish up any thoughts for any of these questions. I think, and we can share a little bit if we want. And then we'll get to our logistics and such. I think for me, what really came up was like wanting to let things unfold and not like try to like force them or hold them. Let things kind of be, so that allowing kind of lets, in my experience, when I do that, like kind of some beautiful doors open, but it can be hard. Also, I'm just like always, my mind's always like, bless it, it's always trying to like prepare me for things and make me safe. And so just like not, just like being more present and not, um, maybe just allowing anxious thoughts to come and go, hopefully more, and not like gripping onto them or giving them like meaning. Anything interesting come up for you?
Mm, yeah, I think there's a lot of good stuff, but similar to you, um, I think for the trip, I think just being open to what's in the present and not be anxious for the future.
Yeah,
That's really
yeah,
important to get the most out of it. Um, I
yeah.
also think that I have a lot to leave behind
Mm-hmm.
in San Diego, so I'll be kind of looking forward to that moment.
Like a shedding of the skin, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. I love that. Okay, so I did share in the email a retreat website that's just for um, those of us who are registered for the retreat. So I'll share that again. But that has kind of everything. Um, Let me see if I can pull it up now. All the 411. Yeah, here it is. I'll drop it in the chat. And then there's a few additional things to talk you through. So, what I didn't include in there, but I will update it with, is to bring a yoga mat. So, I don't think I put that in there. So, I wasn't able to secure any. I was hoping to get some locally, but so we'll all need to bring a mat. I do have they do have folding yoga mats, so that's what I'll be bringing, that you can fold in your suitcase. There is an area that's like sandy, like a sandy beach on the villa, in the villa where they have like chairs, so we can practice yoga there if we want. They also have like a lot of, like cement overlook areas. So I say that because some people found that the travel mats are not thick enough if they have sensitive knees. So we can use towels underneath them to pad them, or towels under our knees. There's things we can do there. But if you really like a thick mat, then you may just want to like bring a yoga bag or bring a full size yoga mat or buy one when you're there. So that's something to note. And if anybody, needs a link for the mat that I use, I can get that. There's also a waiver to sign if you haven't ever signed my waiver. It's a one and done thing, so you don't need to sign it if you've ever signed it before. But I will share that with everybody and put it on the website also. It just lets me know if you have any injuries, kind of standard language there. Um, if you have any dietary restrictions, that's something I need to know um, soon so that Jenna can prepare. I am gluten free, so that will definitely be accommodated, and I try to do dairy free also. Um, but let me know. I know there are some food allergies, so please send those to me so Jenna can prep. Um, We have two excursions that we're planning. The one of the excursions is olive oil tasting. It's near um the airport, the Heraklion airport. I don't know how to say that, but the airport everybody should be flying into or that's closest is that airport. And it's close to there. So it's about an hour from where we're staying. And then the tour's like an hour and a half. And then every day, Jenna's going to give us a packed lunch so that, we're going to have yoga and breakfast at the villa. And then, like, it'll kind of be people can do whatever they want during the day. And then we'll meet again for yoga and dinner at the villa. And so we'll have a packed lunch. So for folks who want to come to that, um, we'll probably have a picnic somewhere afterwards. Along the way, there's a lot of cool beaches we can stop at. I think the first day I said just beach day. There's a lot of cool beaches near where we're staying. I'll be giving you all a list of those. I have a retreat package I'll be mailing to you. You should get it about a week before we leave. And that's going to have a list. So, Kit, I need your address if you want me to mail stuff to.
Um,
If the That goes for everybody. If the address you gave me when you registered has changed, let me know because I'm going to be shipping that and a journal to bring with you. And that will have like a list of the beaches to check out. So first day is going to be free day to do that. A couple of us are going to have rental cars, so we can all just, I don't think we're really going to need to hire a private car for anything. We're just going to carpool. I know Erica has one, and I have one, and Keith has a rental car too. So, um, day two will be the olive oil tasting, and then full day three will be the sailing trip, and I'm finalizing that now. Um, I estimated it would be $250. It may be a little bit less actually, because it sounds like um, it may be more of a light bites and drinks versus a full dinner. But either way, I'll make sure everybody's fed. But we are gonna go like a proper meal. But we will go sailing. At the sailing excursions we found are only like 15 minutes from the villa, so that way we don't have to drive very far. And we'll go sailing for a couple hours, and then we'll be able to snorkel and swim and all of that too. And so I would like to book those by Friday. So please let me know if you haven't already by Friday. You can just text me or email me or whatever. If folks want to come or not, I don't care. I'm going to be there. I would love for people to come, but
I'll
I
be
don't
there.
really care. Yeah, I mean, you can just come and not do any of the things, just to make that very clear. Like at the last retreat, people just wanted to take time for themselves sometimes, and that's totally fine. If you want to skip any of the yoga or meals, that's fine. Meals, you do need to let Jenna know if you're not gonna come. Um, and if you need her to like save food or not, because we're not mind readers. But we'll go over that during, at the beginning of the retreat too. But there's just a lot of flexibility, so don't feel like you're like stuck into anything. Let's see. Is there anything? Oh, we can arrange transportation from I don't know if you need transportation, Kit, or if Keith's going to give you a ride, but if anybody needs transportation from the Heraklion airport to the villa, let us know. I have a travel agent I'm working with for this trip, and she can book cars. She also has access to airport lounges, so if anybody has a long layover and wants access to an airport lounge, you could just let us know in advance, and we can get you that access.
Um, yeah. I'll be with you, so that will be okay. I guess you'll have however you get from
Yeah,
the airport.
me and Erica have cars, so we're. Oh yeah,
Yep.
you will be with me. So obviously, I totally knew that. So we'll have two rental cars, so you can pick which one of us you feel safest with.
Oh,
Um,
um, I also have a
yeah.
I have a I might have a somebody's going to call me about a job in 10 o'clock. So if he calls me, I
Cool.
will just disappear.
Yeah, that's all good. That's pretty much all I had. Do you have any questions I didn't answer?
No, he's calling.
Okay,
See
cool.
everybody
Talk
in
to you
group.
later. Good luck. Bye. Okay, I think that is it. If you go to the website, I have the addresses and the schedule. Mm, yeah, and just kind of all the deets. Make sure to bring comfortable clothes and layers. It should be cool, like, in the 60s and 70s. So you'll want some light jackets and some layers because it'll get hot when the sun's out, but cool off in the evenings. Obviously, bring a bathing suit. We've got a pool at the villa and we're going to be going to the beach. Boat shoes, if you're coming on the sailing trip, would be a good idea. Just chacos or something that you can, sturdy sandals, something you can wear on the boat that can get wet and have grip. Water bottle, sunscreen, bug spray, yeah, all that good stuff. And adapters for European outlets. I probably need to get one of those. Glad I had that on the list. That's it. So if you have any other questions that we didn't address today, just let me know, and I'm happy to address those. You can email me or text me. I can't wait to share this unforgettable week with you. Your only job is to show up, unplug, and receive, and I am so excited. All right, take care, lovelies. Bye.